Kia ora Star Wars fans, welcome to Middle Aged Kiwi Man collecting Star Wars figures. Now in this video we're going to review the OG, that's right, it's Luke Skywalker from Star Wars VC344. It's been a long time coming, I cannot wait to have a look at this figure, so come check it out. Alright, we just gotta soak it in, gotta enjoy this car back. I love this car back. It's got the classic Kenner image of Luke Skywalker outside the homestead. It's got Star Wars on the racetrack. It's got the Hildebrandt logo unobstructed. The classic burnt orange name pill background. Let's have a look at the figure in the bubble there. I think some people not 100% on the likeness of Mark Hamill for this figure, but what an awesome looking action figure it is. And on the back there, VC344 in the vintage collection. Right, and it's awesome to have this classic car back image finally in the vintage collection. I guess the closest thing we got was Luke Skywalker Death Star escape in his farm boy outfit, but he also has sort of like the Stormtrooper belt, Stormtrooper blaster, and communicator. I think that's VC39, and I much prefer this classic car back, and I think it's done really brightly and boldly. This one's a little bit beat up, as you can see, but yeah, it's awesome to have that classic image finally in the vintage collection. Alright, and while we're at it, we may as well compare with the other Luke Skywalkers from Star Wars in the vintage collection. So left to right, we've got Luke Skywalker X-Wing Pilot, VC158, Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper, VC169, and the brand new Luke Skywalker. So this is important because we'll be comparing these head sculpts a little bit later on. Just see which one did it best. And here we are close up on the accessories, and just like Jedi Master and Dara, 3 accessories very similar. So we've got the lit lightsaber. Let's check out the hilt there. It's a few little paint taps on there, which is nice. It's the classic Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, Rey Skywalker, am I allowed to say that? Lightsaber, which we've got lots of, but this is a completely new mold by the looks of it. The hilt. Very nice. And this is the droid caller. So just before we really get into it, so there's 2 peg holes, one for the droid caller and one for the lightsaber. So let's get those on. And they fit very nicely and snugly. While we're here, we'll have a look at the belt. So there's a nice buckle detail and some pouches. So no long pouch like you get in previous versions, but apparently Luke Skywalker and Star Wars A New Hope was really bad with continuity, and he kept changing what he had on his belt. Okay, so close-up look at the head sculpt. I think it looks really good. I know some people aren't happy. It's really hard at this scale, although, you know, Indara was really good. Dedra Meero looks really good. They've always kind of struggled with Luke Skywalker. Yeah, maybe it's not as light as his hair appears in some of the scenes, but overall I think that looks pretty awesome actually. So there he is compared with the X-Wing pilot Luke. The hair sculpt is definitely better. I prefer VC344, but you might prefer something different. Let me know in the comments. And there he is compared with the Stormtrooper disguise Luke Skywalker. And again, when you do comparisons like this, the new one is actually stunning. The more I look at it, the more I love it. Okay, back to normal zoom. Articulation on the head's a double barbell. The neck's quite thick. You can get him to move up and down a little bit, but not hugely. You get some cool expressions. Back into focus, please. Thank you. Shoulder articulation, everything we kind of expect. Elbows, a nice bend, I'd say slightly over 90 degrees. The wrists, they have an up and down hinge, as well as the swivel. Bit of a twist at the waist. Barbell hips. The thigh swivel, the infamous thigh swivel. just 90 degrees at the knees and rocker ankles, but really, really nice articulation to engage. I'm sure he'll hold the lightsaber really well. So indeed, I think he looks cool holding the lightsaber. He only really ignites the lightsaber a couple of times in the film. One's in Obi-Wan Kenobi's hut after he looks down the barrel of it, and the other one is training on the Falcon where he has the blast shield. So yeah, but they had to include the lightsaber, and really glad they included the correct one and not the yellow one like they did with the original Kenner figure, because that would have been real stink. And he holds the droid caller really nicely as well, so that's cool. So here on my little Tatooine display, I have a very outdated, pale looking Luke Skywalker at the Sale of the Droids. I have him in the land speeder here over the checkpoint. And I have him here, down here at the bar. Right, here are the Lukes that I currently have on my displays, and I've just taken them out of my displays to show you this monstrosity. I think it's from Power of the Force 2. I can't even remember. It's got these awful hinged elbows, and the color of the face is completely washed out. Yeah, so he was in my Sale of the Droids scene. This is a hybrid, so this is the 30th anniversary Luke Skywalker, the one that came with the awesome evaporator, and I just took his head off and I've plonked a Stormtrooper disguise Luke head on there for inside my cantina, and that head doesn't fit at all. Some nice details on the pouches of this one, but yeah, other than that, oh, stand came off, but that's okay. And then in here, the land speeder, if I can even get him out, there's another Power of the Force 2 Luke Skywalker. This one's got the molded on binoculars. Yeah, and look at the difference in the color of the boots. I know that was controversy with the new one, but this one is completely screen accurate, and he's better than all of them. I'm just going to take the lightsaber and the droid caller off because I don't want to lose them. And even with this plastic skirt, he should be able to fit into the land speeder nicely. Well, he looks much better than the other one. And there's even, you know, if you saw the poster from the German show, it looks like we're getting a new land speeder as well. I'm guessing you know by now what's going to happen with these inferior Lukes. I've got 3 more VC Lukes on the way. It really is fantastic to have the A New Hope mains done so well in the vintage collection. So I'm really, really stoked about that. Thanks to Chris at Bantha Skull and everyone else who campaigned for Make the Mains. It's happening. We've got Ben Kenobi on the way, we've got Han Solo on the way, and an update to Chewbacca. So it really is starting to fill out that A New Hope mains lineup, which is absolutely fantastic. So there it is, VC344 Luke Skywalker. And my closing thoughts are, basically, I love this figure. I think it's fantastic. It is easily the best farm boy Luke that Hasbro have ever done in this scale. Looks fantastic. There is an argument that there could have been a bit of a wash on to bring out the detail on the leggings, like they did in some older figures, but also having a look at some of the still images from the movie, I think, you know, those pants get a little bit grubbier over time, but, you know, in some scenes they're pretty clean. So yeah, really happy with this figure. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I'm middle-aged Kiwi man collecting Star Wars figures. Ka kite, and I'll see you on another video.